Monday, which means it's my day off, suckers! And it also means that I spend most of my day in bed feeling crappy because I've worked all weekend. But I just had my carer come. I don't know if I've ever spoken about that, but I have chronic fatigue, ME, and I have a carer that comes in 1 hour twice a week. And usually she helps me shower and stuff like that, and help me put away clothes and do washing and wash up all the dirty dishes and stuff that really takes it out of me during the week. Houseworky kind of stuff that if I do, I'm in bed for like 3 days. So that's really helpful. And she just helped me clean my room. It's so clean. There's nothing on the floor. And I'm exhausted. I am sitting in bed and I'm actually sorting out my dice. And I thought, at first I was like, nobody's gonna be interested in this, but actually it's really pretty, and I tend to use the color inspirations that I'm using for my current D&D characters for other things in my personal and professional life. So I thought I would share with you. I've just emptied my old dice into my big jar of dice, actually. So I took pictures of my old sets. I will put them in. There's a pinky one, which was my little monk character. This is her little mini. And so she was like a teenage monk. Think like Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was blonde, she was sassy, she was 17 years old, and most of the stuff she did was like punching, and she had these red cool, these little cool hand wraps, which were actually a magical item, which gave her punches like extra punch. So yeah, I've just retired her dice set. She hasn't died, don't worry, she hasn't died, but the campaign that I'm playing in, we've stopped playing that for now because my boyfriend, actually, my DM, my dungeon master, he was writing the whole campaign himself, like from scratch, and it was too much. And one of our players has actually left to go and live in Japan for some time. He actually has a YouTube channel called Hey Ma, I'm Still Alive, or something like that, and I'll link it. So he's vlogging his experiences in Japan, which is super exciting, but our party kind of lost momentum after he left. It was kind of like, well, actually we could get him back right now by using this cool magical loophole that we found. But we didn't want to do that, obviously, because he's not here, so we can't actually get him back. So we've decided to go for a totally new campaign, new characters, and to play that while he's gone. And also it's something that Carl has really been wanting to do for a long time, is to run a campaign, that pre-written setting. So we're playing Curse of Strahd, which is a sort of spoopy, dark, undead kind of dark campaign, which obviously is right up my alley because I'm a little Halloween witch baby. And all of this just to show you some pretty dice. I am playing a Firbolg. She has blue skin. She is think Mrs. Weasley. She's a mama bear, and she's also a monk because I love playing monks, and they're not spellcasters, but she's a Sun Soul monk, so she can actually do like cool, like Hadouken style punches. So the problem I had with my old character Stevie was that she was really good for melee attacks, but she would get up into the fray and then she'd often get downed because she was taking all the hits. Whereas this character, my Firbolg, who I've named October, Toby for short, she can do ranged like punch attacks. So she can like channel all of her ki, which is like your energy in your body. She can channel it and then like blast out these things of light, which is really cool. So I'll show you what I've chosen for her. So I've chosen these dice here. We've got a palette of blues because she's got blue skin. So we've got these like see-through turquoise sort of colored dice, which are really nice. And I've got these slightly darker marbled, they're sort of marbled, I don't know if you can really see that. And they have white numbers on them, which is really pretty. I also chose these white ones, which is kind of a throwback to Stevie because I was using this D20 a lot for my attacks. But I like it because they're fighting darkness and stuff, and she's light. The gold in there reminds me of the Sun Soul. And then of course, because she's a Sun Soul monk, I've got these clear yellow ones, which to me is just Sun Soul monk all over. It's like the power of the sun. So that's what I've got there. I've got a couple of other ones here. I'm just trying to narrow down my 12s, 10s, and 8s because I won't be using those as much. I will mostly be using the D4s because her attacks at this level are D4, which I'm kind of gutted about, you guys, because Stevie was D6s and was so close to getting her to D8s for every punch. But anyway, so these will be the main attack damage dice. Damage dice there. They're really pretty. Some of these blues have gold numbers, which I think is kind of cool. And then obviously the D20s I'll be using for all of the skill checks and things like that. And D6s are always good to have because you never know when you're going to need a D6. And if we level up, those will become the punches. Excuse me. And then there are these lovely ones which I'm just trying to whittle down. I'll probably only have one of each by the end of it. So we'll have a D12, a D8, and then 2 of these D10s because that makes a D100. Don't know if you guys know about this, but you can roll both of these dice and it gives you a thing out of 100. So the ones, okay, so of course this is the most difficult one. So that means it's 90. Yeah, 90. And then the 0 actually means 10. So that would actually be 100, which is insane. So I actually rolled 100 on these D100 dice, which is insane. So you add the numbers here. If it's a double 0, that means it's 0, 0. So if you roll a double 0 and a 9, that is 9 points, or a 5, that's 5. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job of explaining this, but if you roll a 20, for example, and a 5, that's 25. So it's really good for percentage dice. I use it a lot when I'm trying to make decisions about my character that I don't necessarily have planned out. So like, is she afraid of the dark? And I would like roll the dice, and then I would say to myself, if it's above 50, she isn't afraid of the dark. If it's below 50, she is. That's a 94, so she really is not afraid of the dark because it's a very high number. I use that a lot. Anyway, that's my dice for my new character, October. She is a Sun Soul Furbolg monk, and she is a mama bear type character. Also getting together my other little campaign of he's a dwarf. He's really cute. He's got a Eastern European accent. Is it Eastern? Sort of Russian, sort of Polish. It goes in and out. And he is also dark skinned because he was born in the hills of Blackforge in the mines, and in our game all of the dwarfs that come from there have dark skin, so it's kind of exciting. I haven't painted his mini fully yet. It looks super racist and terrible right now because I've literally just put his skin on, but this is my little dwarf. He's got a shield and a big axe and a huge long beard. He's got white hair, and he's super adorable. I love playing him. But I really need to finish painting this mini because it's terrible. I actually bought this mini. This wasn't printed, but it was only like £2 or something. Anyway, I really love him. He's really cool because he is a Forge cleric. And I don't know if you know anything about Forge clerics. Clerics can heal. They're very in touch with their gods. He believes that his god of industry and rocks and stuff talks to him, gives him visions and things like that, but he's definitely imbued with the power of his god Moradin. And I actually bought special dice for him. So I've got these amazing they're like matte. Basically he can forge, he can make things. So if you give him a bunch of metal and wood and all kinds of crazy stuff, he can put it in a circle, wave his hands, and make it into like a shield or a bow and arrow or anything. So he can forge stuff literally out of raw materials, which I think is so cool. And I've worked with my DM Philippe on this, and he basically spends a lot of his time fiddling with his hands basically knitting items. So we've worked out like a whole sheet of things. So like he can spend like 20 hours in game knitting like a breastplate. So yeah, that's really fun downtime activities for him. He's always fidgeting with his hands working on something. Let me show you the dice up close. This is my little Forge Cleric dice. Out for you here. These ones I actually bought. This one was given to me by my friend Lucy as a gift. I love this one for this character because it's kind of looks like a fantasy rock. It's purple, but it's marbled with lots of other fun colors. So part of his quest, part of his backstory is that he's looking for unusual ore to bring back to his dwarven home. So I really like that one, that D20, but that's just a one-off. And then I've got these amazing ones. So this set here, I bought, these sets I bought from the same person. They're matte. They kind of look like stone and bone, which is really cool. So this one here, I think is supposed to be bone. But I like it because it kind of looks like metal, kind of looks like bone. It's very unusual, and it reminds me of raw materials. And then this one here, I think is supposed to be stone or rock. So that is perfect. That makes perfect sense for his character. His name is Godfrey Ore Weaver, which I love. So he's like literally weaving ore. So I don't have as many D20s or anything for him. I've just got the 2 sets plus this extra D20. But the finish on these are so cool. I'm really in love with these dice, and they feel amazing to handle, because I know you can get metal dice, but I don't really like the feel of metal dice, and they're very heavy, very loud. So although there are some beautiful metal dice out there, I was looking for an alternative that still sort of felt the same, looked the same. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. He mostly uses, he uses a D12 for Toll the Dead, and a D8 for Toll the Dead, depending if they've got damaged or not. And then his spiritual weapon, which I believe is a D6 at this level. I'm not a very good spellcaster. And in this campaign, we've also got little things here. So he's got a brewer's supply, and he's got mason's tools, and that's one of his spells. So Toll the Dead, which is cool. Yeah, so, and then these were all spell cards that we just printed out because we're cheap, from one of my old characters, a warlock, obviously. One of my favorite spells is Vicious Mockery, which I believe is a warlock spell. It's actually a cantrip, a bard cantrip. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. How fantastic is that? So you have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or you take psychic damage. And you have disadvantage. So it's like someone like saying an insult to you, and then you're kind of like thrown off your guard the rest of the turn, which I think is really wonderful. But anyway, I don't have that as Godfrey, but it just reminded me because I have the spell cards with my little tool sets here. So these are my little things for Godfrey. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing my little dice sets. I always get inspired when I'm making up the little dice sets because I get to pick the colors and the combinations and what they mean and everything. I hope this hasn't been too boring for some of you who are expecting knitting content, but hopefully the title gave it away. I will show you, I'll leave you on the sort of panoramic view of all of the gorgeous dice that I have that I'm not using for any campaigns at the moment. Mwah! Keep being nerdy, nerds.